Hi guys, it's Emily from Novell Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my classics for 2026. Can you believe it? We're at the end of October and I've already getting my plans for 2026. On the day that I'm filming this, I have already got my little notebook out for next year, ready, and started putting the months in, so I've got room to put the classic in that I want for each month. Well, there's 6 classics, so it'll be kind of like every other month-ish. And I'm also putting in my... So this is going to give you some information for next year. So for the other months. So in December, you're going to hear my rereads for 2026. You're going to hear my TBR jar books for 2026. And those are some of the other videos that I've got planned. In November, I don't think you've got any other 2026 plans. Oh yes, in November, you're going to get my anticipated releases for 2026. So this is like the start of the gradual, because if I try and leave it all for December, it will just be like, if I'd included my weekly reading catch-ups, I would just be overloaded. So I always like to do my classics for the following year in October, in honour of October. I've only got 2 Victorian books in this classics pile because I wanted to mix it up, and I do like saving my Victorian books for October. I kind of have already chosen what books are going on what month, but I'm not telling you that because I want to keep that to myself. But I have got a mix. So you've got 2 Victorian classics in this. One will be for October and one will not be. They're kind of like, I will tell you which one's for October because that's the only sort of sneaky peek I'm going to do. Because like I've decided that the other Victorian book I've got is quite big. So I don't want to put a big book in. I have got books of different lengths this time. I am being a bit more sensible. Stop rambling. Let me show you what I've got. And I'm now also thinking about my emoji that I'm going to do at the end of the video. But I'll think about that in a minute. So the first classic to show you is the Daphne du Maurier book that I'm going to pick. I was going to do a Daphne du Maurier project and read all my Daphne du Maurier books next year. And then I realised that is another stress that I do not want. I am hoping that 2026 is going to be a bit more gentle on myself. Although right now I'm facing spinal surgery that year. So I don't know how sensible 2026 is going to go. So some of these plans may just end up going out the window. But this is the first book for the year. This is Daphne du Maurier's The King's General. It's got one of the highest rankings on my classics, on my Daphne du Maurier books, and I've got quite a lot of these books, so I do not actually know much about this one. I'm wondering if I've even got much. It's a storyline, so it's the first of Daphne du Maurier's written at Menability, the house that was the model for Mandalay. And I should have looked this up because I do not know very much about this at all. It's the King's General. Oh, okay, we've got the introduction. I might have to read a bit of that. But it's the 17th. It's set in 17th century Cornwall, and the last refuge of the brave Cavaliers. So, okay, so that was the King's. First time I read, this is what it says. First time I read King's General, it was on the melancholy after I started a new school. I knew no one at the age of 14. Daphne du Maurier's landscape, 17th century, right? It reminds me, I really do not know anything about this, so I do not know. It's historical fiction. It was first published in 1946, set in Cornwall, and I really do not know very much about this at all. If I actually read all of this, so literally I don't know anything about this, and I should have found this out, but you know me, I am not organised. I think it's historical fiction, obviously, for the classic, and yeah. I don't know what else to say about this because I've not looked it up. It's got one of the highest rankings of Daphne du Maurier's books. I have read Rebecca, My Cousin Rachel, Frenchman's Creek, The Loving Spirit, Jamaica Inn and The Scapegoat. So it's Julius. It's a pretty edition. It's a small book. So it's only 368 pages, or 370 basically. And I think it's based on, it looks like it's based on stuff like actually, like fiction. It is set in, so it's historically fiction. It just looks good. I I don't know anymore. I'm so sorry I'm not organised. But this is the one I've chosen. Maybe some other Daphne du Maurier next year, but this is the one that's definitely going to be read. And I've chosen the month of that. You're actually going to find that one out. And I decided to pick a Ian Forster book. And this is The Passage to India by Ian Forster. And I got this pretty copy this year. And I think Jack from Spectre Bookjoy's read this and really enjoyed it. So what happened to Miss Quested in the Marabar Caves? This tantalising question proves the intense drama at the centre of the stage of Forster's last and greatest novel. Oh, it's the greatest novel. After a mysterious incident during their visit to the Marabar Caves, a charming Dr. Aziz is accused of assaulting Adela Quested, a native young Englishwoman. As he is brought to trial in the fragile structure of Anglo-Indian... As he is brought to trial, the fragile structure of Anglo-Indian relations collapses and the racism inherent in colonialism is exposed, a theme which has powerful and dangerous realities today. Yet the novel is also, in Forster's work, something about wilder than politics, about the universe that is embodied in the Indian earth and the Indian sky. So it's set in obviously in India. It's a classic. I don't know exactly when it's set. It's not long. It's less than 300 pages. It's the last work. It is set, apparently, yeah. Doesn't actually say when this was set. I think I've read like Howard's End. Oh yeah, I've read Howard's End by them. And I think I've read A Room with a View. Yeah, I think I've read that as well. I don't know, more than that. Looks really good. Really looking forward to getting to it. And this is a very pretty copy that I found on one of my shopping trips. So that's one of the books. Both those I'm excited about. I've chosen books that I'm really excited about, actually. Then this is probably the one I am very, very excited about. It's Wilkie Collins' book, Man and Wife. This is one that I bought. I think I bought it on ABU Books or whatever else. But look at the stunning copy. I know I collect the Wordsworth Classics, but I also like the Oxford Wells Classics editions. And I blame Jack for that as well. So this is one of Wilkie Collins' biggest books. This is 646 pages. Oh, fudge. Yeah, this is the one I picked for Victober next year already. So I'm stuffed. I hope it fits the prompts. If not, I'm just going to read it anyway. So, but I think this is one that Katie raved about. Law and Society had but one answer to give. If she appealed to them, you are his wife. So this time, the fiction that is founded on fun facts, apparently stated Wilkie Collins in the preface for this book, it examines the plight of women who promise marriage by one man, comes to believe that she may have inadvertently gone through the form of marriage with his friend, as recognised by archaic laws of Scotland and Ireland. From this starting point, Collins develops a radical critique of the values and conventions of Victorian society, moving the story from the country house setting to a London suburb and a world of confinement, plotting and murder. I love Wilkie Collins' books. He is literally, I know he was a bit of a bastard, sorry, pardon my language, but he was not a very nice guy, but his writing's incredible and I love his books. And the day I'm filming this, I'm starting another one of his books, so can't wait for this. I'm really looking forward to it. Does look very gorgeous, and I know that it's going to be great writing. So yes, this one's safe for Victober. So it's a very long one, so what have I done for myself? Then to a children's classic that was given to me by the lovely Jem from Gem of Books. This is The Phantom Tollbooth by Norton Juster. I know this has an emotional connection for me. This is a very pretty edition, the 50th anniversary edition. The FOMO Book Club ran this when Alice was around, and I cannot for the life of me remember what they thought of it. I think this was done when Alice was around. Well, it was one of their books. I don't quite know when. But I love children's classics, and this is one of the few that I've not read. One genuine turnpike tollbooth. If not perfectly satisfied, your wasted time will be refunded. When Milo receives a mysterious and intriguing package through the post, all of his previous feelings of boredom are banished. Having nothing better to do, he points his pedal car towards the strange land beyond the toll booth, and quicker than a flash, he's entered a world of wisdom where everything is unexpected. It's a children's classic. It's not big. It's quite short. And I believe he wrote a few other books. I'm just going to see. I don't know exactly what books he wrote, but this is like really short, like less than 300 pages. It's such a pretty edition, and it's like a modern sort of, I think it is a modern classic. But yeah, modern classic, fantasy. Does look very, very good, and it just looks pretty. I think I'm just going to see if there's any pictures. Oh my goodness, we've got pictures in it. Well, I don't think I've chosen a great picture, but there's some pictures in it. Yeah, there's some great illustrations, and it's a classic. And oh, apparently more than the story, books with extra bits. I don't know why the extra bits bit of it, but I think there's a note from the author at the end of it. Oh, famous dogs a little bit. Oh, there's a few extra bits of it that are fun at the end of it. But yes, this is a fun modern classic, and I'm going to read it. Then we got the biggest book, so you can tell who's going to be right, who would have written this. See if you can guess. Who wrote some of the biggest books in Victorian literature, or in literature full stop? Good old Dickens. This is one of the only Dickens, I think it is probably one of the only Dickens main novel that I have not read. Look how flipping big it is. It's Dombey and Son, and it is 808 pages. So I have got to read it over 1 month. So this is why I'm not reading this in Victober. I'm not going to tell you when, but it's not for Victober. It's for a month when I've not got many other things about it. Dombey and Son is a great classic, apparently. I think Katie really liked it. Mr. Dombey is a man obsessed with his firm. His son is groomed from birth to take his place within it, despite his visionary eccentricity and declining health. But Dombey has a daughter whose unfailing love for her father also goes unreturned. Girls, said Mr. Dombey, have nothing to do with Dombey and Son. When Walter Gay, a young clerk in a father's office, rescues her from a bewildering experience on the streets of London, his unforgettable friends believe he is well on the way to receiving a hand in marriage and inheriting the country. But it is to be a different type of story. Dombey and Son apparently moved grown men to tears. Thackeray despaired of the writing against such power of this, but its rich and comic characters and joyful explosions of language draw laughter with unerring magic. It is one of the biggest books. I think it's probably one of the last ones that I've not read by Dickens, and it is a pretty Wordsworth Classics edition. You know I collect the Wordsworth Classics editions as well. And Wordsworth Classics editions have pictures. Why have I got the obsession with pictures? But it looks gorgeous. It is a chunky book, and I am really looking forward to it. But I've got to work out how to read it so I can take the most in, because I am having different mixed things. Like if I try and read it as a buddy read style, like 50 pages a day, it can work, but it can't, because sometimes I'm literally reading it little bits. And then if I try and read it too fast, I don't get enough out of it. I've got no idea how I'm going to read this. So any advice would be great, because I need to be absorbing it, and I really want to get the most out of this book, because it's one I'm really looking forward to, but it does also scare me by the size of it. Then to my last book, and this is another classic that I'm very much looking forward to. This is The Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas. And it's not an edition that is like a film edition, but for me, like, this is the young girls. Everyone knows what The Three Musketeers, but for me, The Three Musketeers, I've got like the cartoon version of it, like with D'Artagnan and stuff like that, and I've kind of got that image in my head. I don't have the proper like image of it, which is probably wrong. The young Gaston d'Argentan and the legendary musketeers Athos, Porthos and Aramis are ready to sacrifice everything for love, glory and the common good. Their wicked machinations of the Cardinal Richelieu and his accomplice, the magnetic Milady de Winter, propel their devoted friends across the seas and battlefields, from the masked balls to the remote convent, in order to defend the honour of the Queen and the life of Constance D'Artagnan. It's D'Artagnan. Why am I not thinking of that? D'Artagnan, there you go. D'Artagnan's true love. It's a dashing, knockabout, romantic, violent and chilling and tragic translation of The Three Musketeers brings Dumas's masterpiece to life. It's another chunky. It is about 700 pages. About 700 pages. But it's a classic that I've really always wanted to read. Like D'Artagnan, I now remember, from like my childhood. So I've got like vague ideas of the Three Musketeers, but my ideas is like the kids version, not the adult version. So I'm hoping I like it. I really am. I have got another classic that's not one of these, another modern classic, another foreign classic, translated classic, whatever it's called, on my shelves, and I will get to that as well. But I kind of wanted to include one translated fiction. I didn't want to have too many different ones, and this is the one that's probably drawn me to the most. So I may get to the other one at some point next year, but this is one that I really wanted to read. I'm sorry, my stomach's making noises, but yeah, Dumas's biggest work. It's one of the most popular Dumas's books, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm sorry that I didn't read much about the King's General. I'm sorry if this is a bumbling mess, but hey, you all know me, you know what I'm like. What classics have you got any plans for your classics for 2026? Have you started your plans for 2026? I would love to know in the comments down below. If you got to the end of this video, got to give me a sword emoji in honour of this. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.